hope this is working. Um, there is this thing. Oop, I touched it. That's called punching the mic. Uh, but the this is new as of now, and I've spent the last hour troubleshooting, but I think I got it. And please let me know. But hopefully my sultry. Oh, there you are. Right on time. Hey, bro. How you doing, bud? Can you hear me okay? Am I sultry? The hot local grandpa. Oh, damn. It's in my bones. It's more than in my bones. It's in the soft, fleshy underbelly. And all right. uh the master bone, you know, it's the silver arrow of the boniness. Listen, if anything deserves one, two, and three shout outs, it's this all Zelda and chill Spotify playlist that the humorous, the bonerous is the is the vanquishing weapon. The truth be told, while I was initially reluctant to gratify myself to an outside playlist and a non-canon one, it's canon now. As for it's as canon as Ganon is this all Zelda and chill. I can no longer differentiate between it and the actual game music. There's no discrepancy. It's actually, if anything, an improvement upon the canon, and that's what I'm gonna say. So that is the endorsement today. Is the DMCA non-disqualifying music selection that we've been listening to for probably the last 15 or so pod or streaming streams, streamerinos. The mic is new. It's here, and it's a little bit obstreperous, but not in a way that I. What it looks like is a gun to my head. It's like a draw or I'll shoot you kind of thing, which is kind of cool. It does look like a gun. I've got it wedged in between these vice grips that normally hold camera phones and or iOS devices, and yeah, and over here is the summoning eyes of doom, and I'm curious if well, a second ago, oh, it's not squeaking anymore. My chair was protesting as I was just simply breathing, but now I'm moving around in it and it's not squeaking at all. So that just goes to show that you can hear some of that, right? All right, I've got the noise filtering reducers induced, but all right, hey, let me just try and draw something for once in my life. All right, the music is coming on now. I'm going to press play. Wait, no, here. There it is. Do 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 do. I'm hoping there's no latency. I'm trying not to have it too loud. Just help me adjust. All this stuff is new. If it's all wrong, John, send me a text and alert my watch to see. Like, my phone is now the camera, and I had to deactivate everything and it's very Frankenstein at this point, but the, you know, none of that fucking matters. Music is good as in comparison to your voice's volume. Thank you. I appreciate that. And if I'm too close or too far away from the mic, please let me know. I only want to fill in the dead space in between my drawn strokes with a little bit of volume. Yeah, I know I look up here all the time with shit, but it's only because I've got monitors that reset themselves every time I reset my computer. And you can tell this shit is bright. Holy fuck. Jesus Christ. Let's compare. Forget if it's a shotgun style. Go ah in the front and the side. Okay. Ah and ah. How's that? That work? Shit, this fucking shit is bright. It is shotgun. What does that mean? So point it more towards you? Alright. That's it. The tensile strength on this thing is stronger than my total mass. Ah, fuck. This really looks like a fucking shotgun pointed at my fucking skull. Fuck. That will work. It's a fucking gun at my head. You hear that? All right, it's good. All right, thank you. My brother, blessedly, do you recognize this mic? Hot Local Grandpa? Oh shit. Is it? Oh, it's got these crusty stains on the side. Was this a well-used mic? Are these protein stains? It's been thoroughly recycled. Holy shit. Alright. Well. Where's my fucking stylus? After all that troubleshooting, I need to figure out where my fucking pen is. Alright, I got a backpack here. When does my hat arrive? Did you get me a hat? A hat? No, not me. Okay. I'm like... Pretty huge dick. What? Oh my god. Ah, I can see how fucking scrawny I've become. Ah, look how wimpy my neck is compared to my massive head. Oh, I gotta work out. No. All right. Oh man, anytime I look at this bright screen in this dark room, the first order of business is shade the fuck out of it. Okay, so now I'm turning on all these things. Ooh. Boing, boing, boing. This is a little too close for comfort, but... But it's not in my way, so I'm happy about that. If this works, then this works. Just keep that there. All right, and you hear the music. This works. All right, good shit. Let's just do this. All right, man. I'm excited, and thank you for this. Okay, so last night, John was tempting me to draw the Great Fairy, and I had this convoluted I remember a hot fairy and a fat fairy, and I conflated them into a hot fat fairy, but that was not the when I looked it up, actually it was different. The fairy I had imagined in my head was the it's known as the new Great Fairies. Well, there are these ha 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 fairies that are like doing backflips or whatever, and they're those are like weird raver fairies, and it's all good. It's but I'm all about like the that, but the I had a there's just a sentiment about the concept of, and it's not something I've touched on much, but the one thing I did in the previous sketch, well, I'll just pull it up if it's not too, hopefully too fucked up. File cannot be opened. Jesus Christ. There it is. Okay. Alright. Ignore all the fucked up shit. But the, you know, we have a plus size, if anything, and skeptical fairy. Looking at Link here. What is bad about this is that it's too close to symmetry without being symmetrical. And it needs to choose one or the other. It can't be this close and then not do the thing. Masad. Oh, hold on. You know, you guys got a chubby MILF fairies. Yeah, you got caught by Automod. How do I turn that off? Can you tell me how to make this? I'm gonna say allow. That's me. I'm modding, but of course I accept. MILFs? Jesus Christ. I allow MILFs. Definitely keep Automod on. Oh, okay. We're gonna get hit by the MILF bots. Alright. We all praise the Automod. Alright. Alright, thank you. Alright. Well, you know. Alright. Before too long, we're gonna test the Twitch bots. I'll draw something that is NSFW for Link or anything. We'll have them going like, whoa, is that a nipple? There we go. Is that a circumcised magic rod? The visual's different. How the fuck would they know unless you rat on me? He's pulling out his master sword. Yeah, that's right. His rusty master sword. It's got to be tempered. So what's going on here? All right. So this was what I drew in like 10 minutes last night. It's nothing impressive, but the I was caught between the idea of a sexy fat fairy and the actual, you know, and the reverent Link versus like what needs to happen is different. It's let me think here. Okay. The iconography, the concept of something that is worshipful is something that is always symmetrical. And at least in our Judeo-Christian Western societies, what we'd like to do is split our compositions 50-50. So let's think here. All right. Well, it's weird. What I feel like doing is corrupting it a bit. What if Link was small in the foreground, but we kept a sense of symmetry? And though the cursed fairy I don't like the arms out on either side the way it was. You know, that's sort of like a game sprite thing. I'm not sure if I love everything about what I'm about to draw, but I like the idea of like an ugly fairy. So after I drew that stuff last night, it was chewing in my brain even as I was sleeping, and I wasn't happy with what I was drawing. And I saw Dad today, and I was talking to him, but I was looking at something he couldn't see, which was what I was trying to think about, which was this, which was, you know, he was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yes. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm thinking about something." Link here could be... Put her in a side laying position like a Roman lounge. I like that. It's too late now because I've decided on this. It's different, but I like the idea of the cursed fairy, which is do your work. All right. No, but the what this stuff is right here is this is a waterfall because they live in a spring. I always loved the concept of the fairy spring. They were never apart from the water. They were kept in bottles, watertight containers. Something about water. Her visage could be masked somewhat by the spray and the you know, she might have a mysteriousness. No, I appreciate your insights. What I'm not necessarily sure about is almost everything with this concept. It's just my take. But the having a sense of caveness. And even though this isn't perfectly symmetrical, it's evenly distributed on left and right sides, as far as anybody can tell. No objections to one left or right side getting any more favor than the other. Totally mysterious. And okay, so this is the composition. Everything we need is in here. What happens now? Well, I'd love it if it looked like there was a weapon being revealed. From what I've been able to recall and look up, the Master Sword and the Silver Arrows were the more or less super important things, and probably like a few other items, but those were incidental, if I recall. But yeah, no, there this fairy grotto with the cursed fairy, aka the fat fairy, that looked different. Beautiful in her own right, but we will, you know, style her our own way. But is there some way we can introduce like Link receiving a weapon, or humbly, you know, having an interaction here? I don't know. I don't necessarily need it to be about the weapon or anything. It could just be about somehow he's going through, or she's peeking out, or both, or neither. You know, I don't know. It's interesting. It's just what I'm exploring right now. But this already looks good. You just want it looking good as quickly as possible, and then just keep doubling down on it. Her pose here is sort of unimpressed. Not the super gorgeous fairy, no. What kinds of stuff that might be present in the details? I like the idea of fairy wings, but they are not whole. They're corrupted. we can include the details that make it clear. Dommy Mommy Fairy, yeah. She could, you know, have this, I don't know. I like the idea of her being amused. But not with a glowing smile necessarily. Let me see what I can do. Here. Sometimes I forget. You guys can't see the you don't necessarily see what I'm intending the entire time. Man, you can see this when I make it full screen, like this is like my whole arm is like the size of the top of the screen, and it's longer than, you know, it's like this. You know, it's just like this fucking, it's like a fireplace in my eyeballs. We could make it look like she was leaning on some sort of waterfall structure. Well, this would be in shadow. Let me know if any of this is starting to vibe. If we have a high structure here with some contrast, then we need a low structure here. Yeah. Hot local grandpa, you are such the bellwether of artistic connoisseurship. For sure. And then the other lesson is, let's say beyond, so over here in this section, let's say we have an indication of a low piece of structure. Well, here we can have either something that dips from the ceiling here in the foreground. I don't know if I love that. Let's try it here. I think this will be more effective, especially given Link's position here in the midground, but leaning to this side. All that is to say that once you have the first 3 to 5 major elements in place, that dictates everything else, where it goes and what it does. This would be, if anything, in some sort of low contrast kind of thing. And then maybe we can get away with something over here just to fill that negative space. Could be anything. Shoreline, rock, treasure chest, dead goblin, whatever. Very MILF babe over here. Contemplating the weeb. I mean, should her hand drape over her? Is there some way that she could present or clutch a tool? Could link be... Maybe he's behind some sort of... Can he cower in fear of what he does not understand? Cannot control. I definitely want a big, thick leg here. He's spying. What a pervert. You know what? Perverts are allowed. Yeah, no, I'm here to allow. That's a cool. Is it an emote? Like a thing? It looks like a Dashka mug. Dashka smug. Dashka smug. Dashkmer. Dashkmer. Link with a smug face. Is that green hair? Am I crazy? On Link in your emote? I'm a little bit colorblind. It's not green. Shit. Are you fucking sure? I don't know about that. My rods and cones are not super it's not an accusation. I'm just like, sometimes I just wonder how fucked up my vision is. Yeah, it's not green. Green would be like here. No worries for you. There's a reason I have to draw in black and white for a living. I know that's what happens. Is it blends? That is exactly it. My my CPU had the yeah. No, I appreciate that. But the you know how like your you go to your grandparents' house and they've got like the frame blending on their TV and the chroma enhancers, and it's like, what the fuck happened to your TV, dude? That's my brain by default. So then I'm like, how do I turn that off so I can see what other people are seeing? Anyway, that's the sitch there. Oh fuck. Yeah, and I'm like, that's not green? Holy fucking moly. I'm not even sure if you're telling me the truth here. What? Where did it go? Color panels. Yeah. It's not... I mean, to me, that's very close to green, but that probably isn't even the color that you were that was being showcased there. Anyway, sorry to get off on my tangents, but the this is a near daily thing that happens where my wife tells me to can you go get that green blanket? I'm like, what green blanket? And she's like, it's right there. And I'm like, that's a brown blanket, you know. She's just like, no. It's terrible. It's not just green and brown. I have a difficulty with gray and silver and purple. Actually, a lot of times purple and gray and silver resemble the same color to me. I have Link a little bit exasperated here. This is kind of cool. I kind of like this. Gray and silver are basically the same thing. Yes. But what happens in my mind is I introduce hues, colors where they don't exist, and I negate them where they do exist. So if something is mostly gray, I see it as gray when it isn't, and when something is on the cusp, wait. What do I do in that case? That is to say, it's like I just default to the lazier version of what I'm seeing, and it's always wrong. Whereas like bright, clear colors, like, oh, that's a green light, red light, yellow light. I see that clearly, but where it's sort of like a little bit of the in-between, impossible. For me, it's just pain. Me and my loved ones. Okay, I'm going to spend 5 more minutes on this before I attempt another kind of sketch of unknown intent. Right now, squinting and squinting to see less and less. The less I see, the more I have to imagine. The more you have to imagine. Making it clear that of all the things, the composition is most important. What do you think about that? Here, let's zoom in a little bit. I think we have... You love it. I love it. And I love that you love it. This drawing will go into the series that I will be finishing. So what... If it's not clear by now, Hot Local Grandpa, you've stopped by many times, and I appreciate that, is that the images I create on these streams won't remain unfinished. They will be finished. This is number... It's probably number... That's what I'm saying, yeah. No, this is probably number 20. And I have about 5 more to go before I have a series of 24 images. It's an arbitrary number. Oh, that's fun. Is that for Christmas? Was he distracting you? That's a good idea, of course, but... Fairies. Fairy lights. Fairy dust. Well, you know, speaking of which, okay, first off, let me save this before it disappears. My wife swears that last night she heard me screaming about how I... The Laxasia, the complete. What about pixie dust? Yes, I agree. What I was kind of thinking is, I mean, this is the, like, the shadow pass. This is the amp. Here, let me demo some shit. I don't know about Liza P. Hold on. Sure, I saw my brother stream it a few times. Hold on. Okay, here we go. We can take the information we've developed and composite it in a way. You like this pose? Of course you do. Because I was drawing it in my fucking head since 8 o'clock this morning. I went to bed and I was like, I didn't like what I did. Canon got this great very fucked up. No, she's like, oh, I'll give you the weapon. That's right. Yeah, no, the truth is, it's like, this was circulating in my consciousness for much of today from last night. And we can compare. Here, we'll just pull it up. What is it? This? There we go. That's what I drew last night. There are similarities and many departures. And we can see the evolution. I mean, I'm not doing a good job doing a side-by-side, but I could if I knew what I was doing. Let's see here. Something like that, right? Multipass. I mean, I was, but I had to have... You know what the thing is your emotions are not... Yeah, exactly, gothy goth. She, you know, she was like Ganon's ex, you know? And now she wants revenge. This is like Hera and Zeus and Medusa or something like that, right? My thing is, it's like, you can't, you know, I don't know. I don't want to just think my way through this stuff. I want to feel it. And I know that, like, my thinking overpowers my feelings, like 2 to 1. So the more I can do Laxasia. Here, I'll click this. Oh, this will be good. All right. Some sort of hot. Ooh, she's kind of like a That's a chick, right? Yeah. But anyway, it's definitely Oh, you said multipass. Yeah. It's a little bit of a Lilu-y kind of a little bit of Moon Knight. Moon Knight. Did I get the reference right? Because I didn't see the series, but it's a with the Lilu and the with the Moon Knight, yes, and a little bit of dare I say Prometheus, the Ridley Scott alien film, with some of this muzzle, nose, and jawline kind of stuff. Skin tone for sure, yes. Titty beauty mark. Ooh, There it is. I see it. It's right there. And it's a little bit of a inverted Hellraiser kind of vibe. Well, we can bring all that here. Why not? That's all good. Maybe later on, though. What can happen, though? Aggression. Hold on. You guys are so aggressive. Yeah, I fucked her up. Whoa. Damn. Hold on. I gotta decide. Do I want the word fuck in my chat? Yes. Here's a decision. Do I want to use all my normal cheats that make a good image? Yes. We can give a fun sense of light play coming through. Automod is automodding. Oop. Something that feels... These are words that are permanently added to allow. So okay, good. So anybody can say fuck now. Here. Let's see. I'm not gonna get banned. This is the that's the case for you guys are like the limit testers. Racial epitaphs. Ugh. Well, I won't go there, but we'll see. We'll see if it... No, I was about to make a comment about the darkies in the corner. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, in all honesty, all I care about is where I can endorse and help creative artistic talents. And I'll take a second to do my spiel here. The in my experience, the artistic talent does not select for hemisphere, nation, continent, sexual preference. It is a very much a random as anything. I've seen guys that look like football players for the NFL that are incredibly talented artists and do it for a living because that's what they do best. Despite the fact that, you know, they don't relate to their peers because through through, it's a calling. Artistic talent is a thing that we have to do because we have to do it, kind of a thing. This is our curse and our blessing, and you have to acknowledge. And it doesn't matter. You could be a scumbag, and you could have you're blurst. Yes, you're absolutely blurst to and in especially in Western art history, real scumbags have been incredibly talented artists. Some of them met fates well deserved, and some didn't, and many were mixed, and we all view them through the lens of history. But it's just true that it didn't matter what you did right or wrong. Your talent was your talent, and where that was needed, it was accepted. And what I'm saying is, it unfortunately doesn't matter how well you studied, what grades you got, whose back you scratched, or whatever. The artistic talent you can acquire is what you have stolen for yourself from the world and made it your own. And that's a thing. So what was I going to say? Racial epitaphs. There is, to quote the what is it? Full Metal Jacket. There is no racial bigotry here. Kind of a thing. Some of the absolute most talented, most sought out storyboard artists and game designers that are in my circles that are way above me are not, let me just put it this way, not white, and very well paid, and very well and have been well beyond my time, well beyond the concept of woke. This is not a thing. There's no barrier to entry to picking up a pencil and paper. There's nothing that stops an artist from being an artist except themselves. So not for 400 years has a person not been able to demonstrate their artistic ability with a pencil and make a good living without it. It is not an issue. So they'll tell you the same thing. So that is to say that now that's not necessarily applicable to gender. Not having a pencil and paper. Yeah. I mean, if you're in the middle of the Amazonian rainforest, you're kind of screwed, right? Or you're like buried under the ocean or something like that. It mattered more recently with sexuality, as in terms of not your gender. Like female artists are the better up and comers than than anything to have to do with racial diversity, in my experience, what I've seen. But that's just that's an unfortunate reality. But it's not a deserved one. It didn't need to be that way. It shouldn't have been. But we're on this stream, we welcome all artistic types, and even non-artistic types. You don't have to love what I do. You just have to pretend and compliment me. That's my spiel. I'm not going to go off on crazy tangents every time I have a thing. Just every other time. You know how waterfalls have all that misty fog. How do you determine where to put it? well. I fucking determine it by feel. Its composition. That's the only thing it can be. Also why pseudonyms exist. Exactly. J.K. Rowling being a controversial for a good reason, but the name that springs to mind. Fuck. I wanted this to be a little bit lighter. And now this is too much, right? But what we can do, split the difference in a second. Like, Max, it's too much fog. You know, you need to shout it, but I know. I'm here to not only fuck up my drawings, but correct them after the fact. With my pioneering techniques. The information is there. We could bring it back or definitely need more. Whoa. Nope. Nope. All of that is wrong. Just because I did it doesn't mean I love it. That's tricky. Kind of like that. Yeah, try that. But then a little more selective. What if we flattened everything? Oop. Now it's flat. What happens now? Bust out. A little bit of the old dodge and burn. Hot local grandpa, you're quitting on us. 2:50 in the morning. You are so sweet. I love that you have given your sleep to my efforts. I appreciate that. I hear you on the running on fumes. Thank you. I really appreciate you stopping by and helping train the Automod bots to learn the difference between obscenity and obscenity and what is it? No, there's no difference. It's just obscenity. All right, good night. Have pleasant dreams of big fat fairies. We are almost to midnight. Just gonna try a little bit further. Do you see how if you do... Oh, fuck, it is. Yeah, it is almost midnight. Yeah, no, you can go to bed too, if you gotta. Don't worry about it. Damn, that's like a Da Vinci painting. You know? Virgin on the rocks. Save that shit out. Man, what else have I got in my sleeve? Here, let's switch up the brushes. We got 7 minutes. You dug out the crustiest booger. Well, what are you gonna do with it? Your eyes water, yeah. The you know you got a winner when it reminds you of like the old school Ren and Stimpy cartoons. and you know, if your memory is not faded, you should contemplate your revenge. Boink! Yeah. You should be putting that on like the light switch in my office bedroom. Oh, I'm sure. You'll your sweet revenge is at hand. Ooh. Crusty but not sticky. Oh man. So I know you know, and you know I know, but the Unit K boogers were of a class of their own because of all the fucking like air contaminants that were floating through that place on like an hourly basis. Like I could do nothing but like, and you weren't there every day. I was there every day, and man, like there was no filtering that place. I had my window fucking open too, so it was either the fucking crusty boogers coming from the Santa Ana winds outside the window, or Dad exploding like whatever, like titanium I'll breathe in. I'll feel a little bit of like a. Whew, that's a. I'm like, did I just smoke too much weed when I was young, or am I dying? But you know, it's all good. Right here, I'm just trying to slowly. Oh, that's not the right brush. Where's the brush I need? Tiny lines. This is the one, I think. This is the one. I don't necessarily want to go too dark. The monitor here looks darker than the image here that I'm drawing. Yeah. No, that was you at like 8 years old. No, smoking weed is like healthy compared to whatever we were ingesting with Dad. No, yeah, of course. Hold on, here we go. Get some. Just need some speculative highlights. I mean, admit it, you did it with your own. With your lungs wide open. Both lungs wide open. You've tasted the sulfur. Something like that. And then just get enough of the glistening boobosity. All of it is good. And yeah, she's like a dark fairy kind of a thing. But I don't want to make her like too morose. It's just sort of, you know, maybe she got some fairy tats. Let's see here. You post a link, I'm gonna click it. Here we go. That's about right. What's that from? Dark Souls. Dark Souls, Spark Bowls, I would say. Amazing chest ahead. Oh, okay. At a future point, I'll make sure that the there's a sense of light coming through these thanks, man. I want to make sure that the oof. translucency through the either through the hair. But at least through the wings. To communicate the fairiness of the fairy experience. Something like that. Look at that. That's not so bad. Well, let me try. Oop. Yeah, a lot of these lit up bits. Oop. Even that I liked. That's funny. My look how cool that looks. It's kind of rad, right? You better say right. No, it's all good. All right, I'm gonna save it out here. Let me see. I can zoom it in enough to fill a screen. I'll make my thumbnail image. But a highlight. Much better. I appreciate that, man. I need the feedback, as it were. Well, certainly better than last night, right? And it's not like it's the sentiment is even that much different. But let's just, for 2 seconds, visit. You know, what's happening here and what's happening here, you could describe them the same way, but the depiction is different. It's contemptuous, skeptical, tone. The tone is so different. And tone is what, in fact, was added and subtracted, actually more accurately. And almost no detail is really brought in. It's just suggestion and emotion. 99% is what our imagination is bringing to the experience, and where we can bring those suggestions in place so that the imagination completes the experience. That's it, you know. Down the road, I'll finish the image, but this is as good as suggesting Michelangelo 500 years ago introduced this concept of the non-finito, the unfinished, as the finish, as the core idea. The unfinished, unrealized idea that the person who is viewing and experiencing the thing then completes in their own brain is the complete thing. That is what, you know, his contribution ultimately to Western art was. And in that, I hope to sort of tap into this sort of concept of like, hey, this is a sketch, but this is more real of the idea of the thing I'm trying to get you to see than the actual finished drawing. This drawing, I will be, yeah. All like, well, there may have been no female non-finitos, but the gay was not a term they had back then. For instance, that's a modern construct. Okay, but the reality is Michelangelo loved humanity and the imagination, and this is a reality where we're in our modern times trying to catch up to 500 years ago. But that is to say that when I finish this, I will be lucky if it looks as good as this, because I love this. There was a lot of constructive repression, in the well, Jesus Christ, John, they had a lot of war back then. All of it is all that. Yeah, you do all that just like watch 300 again. It's 100% the same. War, penises. Weirdly, it's like in Western art, there's never an erection. It's like, when is anybody ever actually having sex? It never happens. I don't know. You just needed porn, real porn back in the day, quality porn. All right, I'm gonna sign off. Hey, thanks to my bro and anybody watching, but good night. Thank you for the mic. This thing is cool. It's not gonna obstruct me. I'm so pleased. Now the real question is, can I preserve these settings so that I don't have to spend a half an hour troubleshooting every time? We'll see. We'll find out tomorrow. All right. Good night. Thanks so much.